Hello. Hey, it is live. Welcome back. I am trying to keep to a bit of a schedule now. Trying to start about 2 o'clock. That's the intention anyway. I'd worked really early this morning, so I've been awake and sitting in the iron farm. I've gotten... what's the word? Quite a bit of iron, actually. So I was thinking I need to go to the end, try and grab some more shulker boxes. And what else do we need to do? Oh, I can't think of words right now. Need to go to the end, get shulker boxes, and I need to... Good morning, Ash. I need to go to the end, I need to get shulker boxes, and I need to get some more wither skulls. So I should have sat here a bit longer, but I got a bit distracted this morning. Been doing some of my other work. But yeah, plan is I'm going to trundle over to the end, take some eggs for me. I want to make a little chicken farm. I'm going to take some wheat with me. Get some wheat seeds. Probably going to load that all into one of my other shulker boxes, but yeah, main thing, I need more shulker boxes. Because he's full. Hello, Talon. Excuse me. Braining. I am hopefully okay. I need to go to my house, but I also need to go and visit some okay, he's buying black wool. I thought they were buying brown wool. Let's move a shepherd then. There's a shepherd. There we go. Morning, Karma. Excuse me. Words. Maybe a little slow today, I'm afraid. But I'm sure you are at least somewhat used to that by now. Excuse me. So let's go and add some more iron and diamond to that. And I should get... actually, I'll just take... I'm going to risk taking some of my better gear with me to the end. On the grounds of... I mean, it's very inconvenient if I lose it, but it should be fine. So I need to get wheat, and mainly wheat seeds to take with me. I should have water there already. I can't navigate properly right now. Right. Yep, slowly filling that in. So, I need feed the bunnies. I need to get wheat seeds. Already got the rest of my equipment. Well, I'd imagine a chest piece and some some boots probably wouldn't go amiss. So if I've got wheat, I can use it to make additional chickens and bread. So I need to take a furnace with me. Words. Box. Where did I put the maps in? Map number 26 it should be. Feed the bunnies. The sun is already setting, but never mind. Quite a lot of rabbits in there, isn't there? So I need to... I'm feeding the bunnies. Oh dear. Ow. So I need to go to bed. I then need to get my gear to go shulker hunting. So I'll get some chorus fruits while I'm there. I'll need pick up some buckets of water. So hopefully the furnaces in my basement will be done. I might pop into the Nether, check if I've not left any there. And stone as well, I've just remembered. So yeah, still need to go to the same place then. Down to the mine, collect some stone. Whee! These days that pond's going to freeze over and I'm going to break my legs. What am I looking in here? Another 2 blocks worth. Take down these silly blocks in the ceiling. So no great rush to get anything done today. I'm just trying to be efficient and such. So we need that furnace. Take a stack of cobblestone. Pick up the other seeds. I need to take grass with me, that's another thing I need to do. So that's gonna... I'll keep ticking. So I've got end pearls. Got buckets. Right. I should find my hoppers. That'll be useful. I could just make a compost bin and do it manually, can't I? I'm not in a rush. I mean, would you rather the bunnies ate themselves to death, or I beat them to death, Talon? So I'm not exactly enthusiastic about either option. So, I've got blocks. I've got dirt. I've got buckets. I've got water already there. I've got chicken eggs. I should have an ender chest. If not, I can try and steal that one from inside. Or I can probably rustle something up. Oh, an ender chest there. I'm gonna... take a blaze rod. Can't hurt. The rest of the stuff can be sourced as needed. Okay, I need a horse because I'm lazy. Hello, horse. Now I could take a dog pack, but I fear that would go badly. I can't negotiate a horse through those gates. There we go. Ash has now seen the stream that I was running for her last night. Now hopefully I'll appear on this map soon. Morning, Socky. Ow. I meant to pick up more food. Never mind. I will inevitably survive. There we go. It's a good thing I've got a good memory for directions. It's useful when I'm... I've not done it for a while, but when I used to drive down to my sister's, just remember the route. Look at a map before I go out, sort of thing. I miss driving. Driving was fun. Swim, horse, swim. There we go. Yeah, no, hopefully people enjoyed my viewpoint of that. Let's say if we can get Ash's OBS to recognise that her microphone exists, we can probably get it going from her end instead. But until then, you get to put up with my hideous abominations. I remember going quite this far through a dark oak forest. Ow. Swim, horse. I looted this shipwreck, I think I have. Seems like the kind of thing I'd have done. Hello, Nikachu. I'm currently running over to my end portal. I have seen the suggestion of putting a nether portal nearby, and then using a nether road to get between the two. Which I'm probably going to look into, to be honest. Yeah, sadly, as you can see, the map I've got doesn't work. Which is a useful feature of, you know, a map that doesn't work. How do I get around these trees? There we go. So if I'm not turned around, good, I'm still facing east. I think that's the desert I need to get to. Sorry, one minute. Oh dear. Yeah, anyone who's just joined the chat, I guess, most of the rest of the chat is talking about the stream I was doing last night with Ash, over on her channel. We were playing Left 4 Dead 2, well, Left 4 Dead 2, but the Left 4 Dead 1 maps, technically. Ugh, excuse me. Now, if my map is correct, I shouldn't be very far away now. If I didn't come out here, if I came out here more often, I'd probably build a road. Excuse me. Hi. Now I reckon next week I will have to take Omegon back to the end to get him a dragon head. As I discovered today, you can wear it as a hat. So yes, that dragon head I've got outside my house, I can put that on. Hmm. Will I go too far north? Hmm. It's getting dark now. My horse is sinking. I recognise this bit. I have gone too far north, that is all. Come on. Have I missed? Have I gotten completely lost or something? Because I think I've overshot. Maybe I need to go further north. Can we respawn the dragon though without the dragon egg? Because it fell in the portal and disappeared. I'm gonna go with deja vu. I have been in this place before. Yeah. I do think I've overshot now. Yeah, it would seem that something so simple that you could lose that would completely stop you being able to do anything. Oh. Pyramid. Alright then. I've been here. Oh. Huh. The hay force. Water. Use the lazy way. I don't have any sand on me. Yeah. It should be fairly easy to achieve then. Ooh. I could get some slightly fancier armour for my horse, I guess. Alright. Still think I need to be about 500 blocks north of here. Yeah, skeletons don't wear armour, sadly. The skeleton horses, rather. Ooh. Oh, I'm on the map now. See? Now, if only I had done that earlier, I wouldn't have ridden round in circles for so long. I had a lot of creepers. Oh, you hit the egg and then it teleports. But it teleported and dropped into the Nether portal. No, pony. I upgraded this one? I have upgraded this one. Okay. What is our happy merchant friend selling? Nothing good. I'm tempted to see if I can do a playthrough that wouldn't be too dull. Of me just trying to face the entire world with only trading with villagers and merchants and picking up no blocks. But I think that might be a little much. I don't really use golden apples for anything. So that box has got stuff in. Just gonna pit stop. I didn't think that through. Leave bed. There we go. Okay. I need wood. Do. I feel like something's missing with this tree. Oh man, that's a lot of them. Okay. Shall I fight them? Okay, the sun is coming up. This is not fortuitous. I'll sleep here. Ideally, I could get a bed down in the basement. So store that. Store those. Store those. Got arrows. I've got a lot of an infinity bow. Mending tools, eggs. Cactus walls wouldn't help me against Enderman. Doors won't help me against Enderman. Alright. Gotta make all those the same because I jumped without actually looking down. Yeah. See if I can though, it's a good idea to get a bed in here. Well, wish me luck. What are the stats of these picks? So just basic, okay. Still need to get that efficiency mod, don't I? Looking down, looking down. Gonna just keep looking down. So I need to put the eggs on here then, I'm guessing. Should be fancy. Could get all that cobblestone, but I'm not gonna bother. You know what I forgot to get though? Did I put a chest over there? I did not put a chest over there. Excellent. Right, let's go to one of these little shelters. Because I need some end pearls. You. Every time. How much else do I lose before I even get to the right bit of the end? That'll do. So I guess as I'm here, do I do some more exploring, or do I just stick to trying to get some shulkers from the first end city? I keep meaning to get the plug-in for the lumberjack mod, so I can just cut these trees down without all this leafy junk in the way. Alright, so crafting table. Can't put it there. Crafting table, and I need, I think it's 18. That audio tearing. This was a lot easier with scaffolding, not gonna lie. Ow. Should make a ladder to get back up there, shouldn't I? There we go, so I can get back up there when it's time to leave. So now I need to go straight this way, I think. Ignoring the Enderman. I will cut down a couple of chorus trees. That'll do. There's the bridge I made. So eventually I have to make this into full tunnels, so Enderman cannot spawn, as this is not comfortable as well, as I walk along this precarious beam. Ugh. Not helping. I don't remember looking at this fella, but I can't really do much about it right now without going perilously near the edge. Alright, that was not ideal. Do need to do more of the day job tomorrow, so I'm going to be potentially around a little later. Not too sure, but I'll see how it gets on. Need to paint the basement ceiling. Good times. Need to be on the lookout for low ground chorus fruits so I can start replanting some. I want to be a complete ecological vandal. Maybe I should make some crying sheds. An essential part of any survival game. A shed where you go and hide when bad things are happening around you. I did stream yesterday, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I'm a little out of it still. Good times. That's fine. I mean, I might as well stream, you know. Be a little more entertaining than me just sitting here playing this without streaming it. You know. So you might get a laugh out of the sound of me falling over. I know people have in the past. That sounded worse than I anticipated. Gonna make some roads here eventually. Probably make them out of the popcorn rocks. There we go, there's the house. My little bootleg shed. Oh, that's a lot of endermans. Now I could just aggro a whole heap of them, but it would not be advisable. So this huge patch over here. Hello, that's red. Is there any context to that karaoke stream? Oh. Lag? Alright, game. You do you. Do they need to be planted near light? Is that a requirement? Huh. Is that an actual thing? Is that why I can't plant these right now? So just to be clear, can't do anything. Ah, alright. You now can't plant seeds that won't grow. Interesting. I wouldn't say I'm a good singer. I'm not a terrible singer. I'm just, you know, not that good. So let's see if these shulkers have respawned when I've filled up on food. You know what I probably should do, though? Make that chicken farm so I'm not carrying all these chicken eggs on me. That'll be advantageous. And I already had loads of wood already. Hey, I'm paying attention. So I need a 7 aside. So that's 6, 6, and 6 is 18. Plus another 5 is 23. I heard that noise again. Concern. I will open up my Streamlabs. Thank you for the change. The 148. I know it's Rawrish. She's a sort of, I guess, comics and like TV reviewy person on the YouTubes. She really likes it when her people donate to her really odd change. So like, you know, $4.47, stuff like that. And her followers have started doing that on other people's streams as well. So the Order of the Green Hand, who do lots of Game of Thrones content, they have a lot of the same fans. I remembered what I was doing about halfway through this, I'm afraid. So I've got a field to get eggs. Anyway, so I'm just going to try and cycle through all the fields. No, it does not. I say it's just the, generally, most people go for round numbers, so it's quite pleasant when it's, odd little bits and pieces. Okay, so I'm going to put the rest of it into this field, so I'm going to need more fences and more gates. narrow. I meant to bring grass. Darn. Darn it. Oh well. I guess I won't get a nice green field out here just yet. Yeah, there's lots of different graphical packs for the game. I'm just boring, I suppose. So I need 2 more things of fencing. Okay, so we've got 2 little fields of chickens. They'll take a while to grow, but can't complain. Oh nice, I have some of a suit of armour here. Put this furnace down. Let's have this vaguely resembling a house. Got a unbreaking free punch bow, nice. I'm going to need to get some obsidian because I don't have an ender chest here. However, I'm hoping actually, you know what I need to do? Put down some more of this stuff. Oh dear. So there should be a fairly simple trundle over, grab the ender chest, see if any shulkers have spawned. There's one. Off to a good start. Oh, nice. 1 hit. Did I bring my... blah, blah, blah. Did I bring my good sword last time? I do not remember. I'm going to go to that one first, and I'll go up the tower further. So I only got 10 chicken, but that should be ample for my requirements. Not seeing many shulkers yet. I've only seen one and I killed it. Took its shell. Oh, I've had my chat set to the wrong one. Never mind. Right. I don't think these people would appreciate contactless. Well, I'd imagine they would, but not for that reason. I'm not seeing any shulkers. Do they not respawn? It'd be a big shame if they didn't respawn. And where would I get my storage boxes? Yeah, it's alright. I've left a load of work stuff on my desk and it's getting in my mouse because I'm twitching around too much. Yeah. Most people have, like, the online ones, though. Oh, I heard that one. Let's hope I don't die and lose this ender chest, then. That'd be embarrassing. I'm not seeing it. There he is. It's kind of near the abyss, though, isn't it? I'm glad I made all these steps, so I'm going to keep left. I can hear them, but I cannot see them. There's a shulker. Let's see if there's any more inside the end ship, as I'm so near. I don't know how I can get that one without having it fall in the abyss. Whoa. I've gone too far down. I just tried to hit a map button that does not exist in this game. Not seeing any. This is irritating. I have a 1. I don't think I've got another one at the hub either. So I have 1. I'm hoping if I can aggro one, it'll come and attack me. Yeah, sure, I'm trying to plink arrows at this one. I don't think I'm going to get it. Worth a shot. I actually am too high. Oh. Alright then. Huh. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's 2. That one teleported, okay. So I potentially got a couple of shulker shells. I go back up to the end ship? I probably should, shouldn't I? Ow. Clumsy. Can hear it rattling its lid nearby. Hey, I had a lid. Put that back together. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Oh, you know, it's only polite if someone's coming to take your wallpaper off socket. Mostly they just accept tea. I heard that one. Not seeing it. That's a shame. Ow. Probably shouldn't jump too much. Oh. Heard the sound of lids. Where could I hear the sound of lids from? I can hear it. I do not know where it is. Alright, I should try and find out where, if I can see, I'd dropped that other set of bits. Not seeing any shrapnel. Go up a layer again. Any ideas, chat? Am I being blind? I want to try and be relatively careful, considering the drops involved. Unless I get a potion of feather fall, I'm not bouncing. Just an enderman on the roof. So that's clear, and I can still hear it grumbling around. Right, where... no, I'm not going to try the elytra. I could. I've got it in my ender chest. I'm just not very confident. Thank you for the donation, whoever that was. I will hopefully see the message shortly. And I need to open up my Streamlabs and catch the two I missed earlier. Right, let's look down. So I'll be nice and safe while I just go and find the link. Excuse me. Ugh. log in. So yes, we had Big Juicy Cows donated £1.49. Twerking Skog Star donated £1.48 and just said OO. Socky the Alcoholic donated £1. I like gin. And Omegon Licks Pineapple £2.34. Pineapple pizza. I think that's caught me up for now. Right. Oh dear. I need to take my hay fever tablets. That will help, hopefully. I generally find out it takes a couple of days for them to start kicking in properly. Sorry about that. So I've got a cooker. I've got a way of farming these big trees. The way of farming these big trees. That one just went straight up without much helpfulness. Right. So we've got a stack of timber. Make some pop. Someone's drilling next door again. Oh, good. There we go. Another shulker box. I need to get some more chorus fruits in case bad things happen. I also tool. Right, if I'm going to take a stack of blocks, must take a full stack. What do I need to do? So search this place. I need to quickly run around the outside for any dropped loot. Actually, probably a despawn by now, sadly. And look up, see if I can see any shulkers, because if I can get an arrow onto them, this bow's fairly potent. There's one. Now, is that an abyss, or is that just a big gap? That's mostly an abyss. Alright then, let's play the game of Risk. A bit lower. Wait till the case opens. Let's hope it does it again. It's doing this despite me now. That one hit. Yeah. And it dropped a shell. Okay, we got this one up here. Ah, alright. Be careful of that Enderman. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting that one, but it's another shell. Do you reckon they're going to respawn? How? How did you get out? Not left a gap in the fence. Okay, so those chickens there are going to become my egg chickens now. I probably should have brought the hoppers to make an egg pit. You've got to hold down the right click, because if you just do that, you don't get much power. If you pull it all the way back, get a fairly good shot. They don't respawn. Because those have respawned since I've been and come back. So I need to make a egg hopper. Now, this isn't going to be a super effective one, but it should work. All I need to do is try and get the chickens into just the centre of this little field, and all may be well and good. So, I need sticks. So let's turn all that lot into sticks. Make a new stack of planks. Can you tell what I'm doing yet? So get some practice. If you're using a regular bow, you can pick your arrows up again as long as you haven't hurt anything with them. It's quite useful. Right. Okay, now I should start collecting eggs in the hopper. Won't be super efficient, but... Wait. I mean, I already had some of the viewer base from joining in on other people's streams. But I've been doing this for about a month with this channel. So, you know, I guess I just make consistent stuff. I get lots of people jumping in. I have, you know, quite a few regular viewers and all that. It's quite pleasant, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no, I guess my best advice for if you want to try and get an audience for streaming is have a plan. You know, what are you going to do that is going to be interesting for people to watch today? Or whenever you do your streaming. Because my thing today is I am going back to this end city to get some more shulker boxes. And I've so far gotten another shulker box. Because I've managed to find, what, 5 shulkers since I've been here? I've found one more, but I don't know if I can get to it. I'm hoping if I can injure it, though, I can get it to teleport something more convenient. Let's get some chorus fruit down me. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Let's not look at the Enderman while I'm looking up. Okay, see there's that one. It's got its shell open sometimes, so do a test shot. Just a bit low. Just a bit low again, so... Yeah! Now, where's that gonna land? So no shell from that one, sadly. Harvesting from for their shells and they don't drop shells is an inconvenience. So, not seeing any more of them. Do I mooch around a bit, see if they respawn some, and hope they might? Or do I try and look for another end city? I was saying, I've, in my process of, you know, trying to find stuff and doing videos, I have seen many streams of people who really don't sound interested in the game at all. They're just sort of mooching about. And to be fair, I'm currently mooching about, but it's because I'm waiting for... Ow. Literally anything to spawn. Can you not, please? I don't remember looking at you. Oh dear, that was some of my armour. That was my chest piece. Grumble. If I bring some cows in here, it'd be a lot easier to fix things. So you want to try and find the van city. Alright. Any suggestions on which direction to go then? Hello. Goodbye. I would advance to the chicken pit. No. 2 eggs. It's something. Essentially, if I can get enough eggs, I can cull these chickens and make a proper egg pit. But for now, they'll do. If I'm around the place, I can get stuff done. I've got a little field. PE? You're gonna have to enlighten me as to what that one is. Not come across the term before. Pocket edition. Ah. Not played it, so so I got it when I graduated uni, on the grounds if I knew it would be a hideous time sink while I was at uni. But I can fit this around my day job quite nicely, because I don't have homework. Oh, I had loads of chicken. Well done, me. So I've now got a bunch of the popped rock, so if I make a stack of purple blocks, what else can I make then? I can make stairs, and I can make slabs. Let's make some slabs. I'm gonna make pillars. Fancy. I'm hoping, because my house is kind of far away, that I can get back up to it and some things might respawn. I've currently got a reasonable supply of chicken. And try and save a bit of it. Looking down. So, not quite sure what I'm going to find for any of these entities. I guess I will continue heading east. See what I can see. I'm pretty sure I'm on the outer edge, though, of the island chain. Although, where is over here? So that'll be a fairly chonky landmark that I can use. Things I'm comfortable with. Things like this. Not strictly necessary, but... I can just about see the end city over there. No, I can't. I could. What can be seen over here? The wide stretch of the abyss. Right. Not too promising. This is another smaller island. Yeah, iron golems are really sketchy on the Java edition right now. They either kill on sight, or they will stand there and watch your villagers burn. It's odd. Well, it looks like I've got this one for now, but I've had it in and out of the render, so it might offer me some more. Because unless I missed a load of shulkers last time I was here, I think I was pretty thorough. There should be some left. That's going to be a good tree, it's got 3 branches. Excuse me. I mean, my own farm still works, so maybe that'll be in 14.4 that might change, but for now it works, which is useful because I'm making a beacon. Now, I'm not suggesting that the end isn't that exciting, but I'm getting, you know, the kind of vibe of meh. There's not really much to do here right now. Let's see, I've got a nice little base set up, but I can't hear or see any shulkers. It might be that I have to leave the end entirely and return later. Heard that. There he is! It is. Come on, through the gap. Patch up the holes, I don't want to find myself outside suddenly. What's that? This is risky. It is. Right. Sounds like it's upstairs. It means it might just be up on the roof. There you go. Is it downstairs? It's not in here. Ow. Hunting shulker boxes. There is what? Is it underneath? Must be underneath. Or even further downstairs. Ah, hello. Request that they get dabbed on. So I've got enough for another. So I've got 2 shulker boxes worth of shulkers now, I think. Well, they might not be respawning, but I might have missed some. So I need to find a new end city then. Well, that's inconvenient. I just got set up here. Darn it. So... So you're saying, because they don't respawn, that I should abandon this place, ne'er to return. Shame. 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 Well, those crops aren't going to go anywhere. Seems a bit odd that they wouldn't respawn at all. Guess it makes them more valuable. What? Oh good, I've aggroed a bunch of them. Good thing I've got Red Rain with me. Although I do miss Lady Forlorn. Was lost in the great lava fire of several streams ago. It's only 6 end cities. It's not a lot to find then, is it? I can understand you not having a lot of elytra, but pretty sure that one of the multiplayer servers I'm on, they must have changed the respawn rates then. As otherwise, only 6 people could get elytras. And that's if the end ship is in the end city at all, which apparently they sometimes can't be. Or sometimes aren't. Don't worry, Debs. So that's what single player pause buttons are for. Multiplayer does not have that luxury. Now, I'm tempted though to start doing some more sort of messing around streams, or just more casual social streams that won't be as part of, like, I guess the series, for want of a better word. Gonna request me to go and build a giant statue of Omegon. I do plan to get on with that at some point. I just need to get an adequate amount of the wools. It means a lot of sitting in my wool farm. And or making a lot of dye and just dyeing a large amount of sheep the convenient colour for the time being. Because I've done that before. Eh? Oi. This is inconvenient. Because the tree is collapsing as I'm doing this. It's gonna... Okay, so I've lost my boots and my body armour. I did not have chance on the stream to move it now. Hello, hey Rennick. Yeah. And then Wicker Man. See, it's tempting. Because it's going to be a lot of wool. Just because of the bulk. Which does mean I'll probably make the filler out of, like, wood or something. Build up in slices. So it seems I must abandon this end city. But I'm not gonna, like, destroy everything, I'm just gonna harvest as much material as I can, basically. Huh. Wise guy, huh? So that's pretty much all the wood harvested. Well, if I'm going to make the avatar, which is going to be the same basic framework as... Well, I can't take the trousers off, sadly. This one. There's a lot of inside that I'm not going to, you know, use specific colours of wool for. I'll probably just use some filler. I could still make it flammable, I just appreciate it not getting burned down too quickly. So I have 2 more shulker boxes. Which, to be honest, for what I need, is probably going to be enough, but it seems a little light to have 5 of them total. Only 1? Alright. Only 1 spruce sapling. Oh. There's this great big knot of wood there. These big trees are inconvenient. Unless you've got the lumberjack mod. I'll have to look into that one. Save me a bit of time. So I'd like to do more building with taiga wood, the big, huge trees, but it just takes so long to cut them down. I'm not seeing any more wood, but I might not be able to see it for the trees. coming down? Is there wood still in there? Can't tell. Yeah. It's been a while since I played PUBG. Some of the updates made it very heat intensive on my computer, and just when it gets to summer it's just not viable. I've been having some nice fun with Rising Storm Vietnam though. It's nothing like playing as the North Vietnamese and just throwing Molotovs at the guy with the flamethrower in some delicious irony. Yeah, no, I do miss playing PUBG. It was good fun, but I know it's got some new maps. I should try it out again, see how the optimizations have gone. Because I know one of the guys I was talking to yesterday was saying that the first kind of interaction we'd had on our Discord server was I was playing with his brother, and he was obviously playing with his brother as well, but we didn't particularly know each other. And we decided, for lols, to have a pistols-only match on PUBG, and we won. With, I forget which one, I think, is the 7.62 revolver. Got the killing blow on the last guy. Good times. The conclusion was we could use guns for anything that wasn't shooting people. So you want to shoot at a car quickly? Like sabotage or whatever? Shotgun, blow the tires off. Nice and easy. But if you want to kill a person, you had to use pistols. Which was good fun. So we got 2 shulker boxes, we got loads of wood. So I'm going to replant all these saplings. I'm going to replant all the saplings as well, as I've got dozens of them. I've got this nice wheat field growing. We've got 15 eggs so far. Not too bad. So, I guess I'm going to have to go and hunt for another end city. So I've got my bow, I've got all my equipment, I've got all my chicken. I'm going to need blocks. I'm going to take wood with me for that. And I'm going to take sufficient gubbins to plant more trees. So I'm going to take a stack of that. Oh, I've got a lot of those. Okay. That should do nicely. Take a stack of stone with me just in case. I should have everything I need. I've got dirt, I've got torches, I've got saplings. So I suppose I should head back to where I started and go the other way. Ooh, who's my favourite YouTuber? Now that is a difficult one. So there's a lot of YouTubers that I have personally interacted with, that I subscribe to, that are very, nice people, for the most part. There's also YouTubers that I really like the content they make, but I haven't had any of the interaction, which makes it more difficult. Because obviously, the person you've talked to has a bit more of, the, I guess, personal edge to it. I know one of the ones I've been subscribed to for the longest, since I've been a bit more, aware of things and active on them, probably does have to be Knuckle V. He is a nice guy. The content he makes, he doesn't really do content anymore, but he does his weekly D&D stream with, I think it's Rags. Is Rags still about? Yeah, Rags still about. Aiden Paladin, the Ritualist, Monster Demon. And I think at the moment they've got Han. I'm trying to remember who else is in the pie. So we've got Ritualist, Rags, Nucker, Mud. Mud is Monster Demon. It's in Mud. As opposed to MUD. He gets called all kinds of things. I'm tangenting hard here. But yeah, Aiden does nice videos. She's also a friendly lady. What else? Who else even? The others Green Hand do good content. They're normally quite good in the replies. You know, if you comment on the videos, whatever, they'll generally reply to stuff. Looking at me. This way. Sunday. I think I've seen a few of their videos. I guess one of my favourite ones for just kind of watching. For like, you know, more sort of casual videos. Sorry, I just hit the mic with my shoulder. Is probably someone like Avamance. Because he's just got, you know, he's not the quickest person. He doesn't get to the point completely succinctly. You know, he does waffle a little bit, but it's kind of pleasant waffling. Like, you know, if you just want to get raw data, there's a bunch of people, but he's got a nice, cheerful way of talking about stuff. Oh, thanks. You know, I try. I have watched lots of people do quite bad streams, so as a result I try and, you know, learn from their mistakes. But as I'm currently trying to stream sort of every day, I'm running a little thin on ideas. So I'm being a little more, I guess... I'm not, like, trying to fill time, I'm just being a bit more, I guess... Words. Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing stuff that's actually interesting. So I've had some days when I just can't think of anything to do, so I don't. Now, that's a really long way. And the Enderman is standing pretty much where I left him earlier. Aww. You don't have to say that, Ash. But yeah, no, that's a difficult thing. I have loads of different YouTube channels to watch. Because I know also Eli from what's it called? I can't remember what his channel's called. He does like DIY like armor videos and stuff like that. He's really good in like the DIY kind of field. Who else is there? There's Coop772 does really good Nerf videos. I say the Order of the Green Hand, Rawest. They're generally my go-tos for any Game of Thrones content. Who else is there? You know what, I'm really stuck for ideas and I don't have to try and navigate this place too much. So I'm going to make a shelter. Hello. Come at me, Blue. Ah. Yeah, I can't remember being 10, I'm afraid. It was a while ago. Like 3 concussions ago, mostly. Brain damage. Convenient. Yeah. No, I know. Words. 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 No, no, words are gone. Never mind. Alright. A bit of a mare. So I got Impaling 5. I'm going to put that on my trident when I get home. Now you can't put a shulker box inside another shulker box. Which is, to be honest, probably good sense. Anything I should take home with me from here? I should take the map home with me. I guess I will take those iron boots. Shoot. 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 Yeah, I think I'm going to go to sit in the Nether for a bit because it took a while to find the last end city, and I don't think I've got the mental capability right now to do an adequate job of that. So I've got get that string back with me. I killed lots of spiders, haven't I? Boing. 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 There we go. Oops. Fell off the horse. Come on. Swim, horse. There we go. So I need to run this way for a while. Ugh, excuse me. Inhaling amphibians again. Yeah, no, so I've got lots of YouTubers I'm quite a fan of. There's very few I'm not a fan of that I had been subscribed to for any amount of time, which is always good, I guess. Very few have made me go, yeah, no. And the only ones are those that have, you know, kind of stood for something, I guess, and then not done that. It's kind of, I guess, Monday Mac comes to mind on that one. Apparently there's the pages and pages and pages of people he'd reported because they'd said mean things about him. Get down from here. I would say probably Stu is probably one of my favourite smaller channels I'm subscribed to, Master Stu, because he does host really good D&D games. And, well, actually I don't think he's hosted a D&D game at all, but he's got the Star Wars one, the 40k ones, Burning Baby Zombie, understandable. Yeah, I've had a few channels that I've followed that have hit a certain amount of views, and then it seems like they're, what's the word, like holding channels? Where basically they grow the channel until it gets a certain amount of views, and then you sell the channel. So basically you just sell the sub base to someone else, which seems kind of... meh. Well, then again, to be fair, there's a few channels I've followed that... especially with the, shall we say, the state of politics had... Oh, alright then. Guess I'll just wait here until my horse comes back. Thank you. Thank you, Mundane Matt. Oops. Just going to reload this. I've tried to remember to make sure the game is loaded before I start the stream, unless I'm in a hurry. Because there's some ones I've been like, oh, I want to start at 2. So I'll just have the game loading up as I've hit the go button on OBS. Because I think I was watching a stream yesterday, and it had, I think, about 7 minutes of dead air at the beginning. Come on, horse. I made a mistake in my directional choices, but if you could move a little bit faster. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to watch 7 minutes of dead air. Because it wasn't like, you know, because I was thinking, I know some streamers will have the starting in, like, 5 minutes, whatever, to let people, like, get in the chat, if it's like a, you know, chatty one sort of thing. But no, this was just 7 minutes of the game loading, and it was just suffering. Because, you know, I've not watched this stuff in a bit, I'll have a look. Oh, this is just, okay then. I was like, okay, it's been 1.5 minutes of silence. I think it got up to about 3 minutes of just silence. And then they started talking around the 3 minute mark to the 7 minute mark, and it was just like, oh dear. I was very tempted to timestamp it, but I couldn't be bothered. So I don't know how that stream went, because I got bored of waiting for it to start. Because I was a bit tired and had low, you know, ADHD. Yeah. Because I know, the other thing I really find very irritating with some YouTubers is when they bring politics into stuff that really didn't need it. Like, one of them was someone who had been doing really, really good in-depth reviews of stuff for Game of Thrones, and then they started comparing all of it after, like, the 2016 election to current politics. And they started using all the different words for everything, so it's all very correct and proper, and it was just... I just couldn't watch it. Because that's the thing, when they start using all of the... That's the thing, I'm not going to be like one of these people who's like, you should just offend people because it's funny. But at the same time, like, when you change your entire lexicon to satisfy people who don't care, it just seems a little pointless to me. You know, like, I try and keep myself fairly, you know, censored and polite on this channel, because I know that a lot of younger people watch it. And I don't want to be, you know, swearing all over the place. But I'm also not gonna, you know, I'm gonna call a spade sort of thing. I'm not making sense right now, because I'm trying to avoid... Whoops. Hey, do when it pauses like that. I'm trying to avoid saying the things I'm not meant to be saying. But yeah, no, I've seen so much content like that that's just gone very, very safe. And very, very dull. And very, very closed to any... Because the thing, when it's like a theory channel, and you get discussion about the different theories happening, and then certain theories become the accepted, you know, truth, as it were. And if you go against that truth, well, you'll be shunned. And if you say, you know, it was a good video, but you just kept beating this one point over and over the head, and it was just... I'm trying to think of the word. But yeah, there was one video they did where they must have said the same sentence 15 times. And I was just sick of it, because I think it was a good video. It was a really in-depth video. It was really informative. And it had some great insights. But they just kept saying this thing, and it was just so irritating. Because it's just going, oranges are orange. That kind of thing. And it's just like, yeah, we get it. We get it. Oranges are orange. Okay. You don't keep having to tell us that oranges are orange. We know. We can remember from 2 minutes ago. When did you edit this? Or do you just have like a button of you saying oranges are orange on your desk and you just hit it every now and again? That went off on quite a long tangent, but that guy, I used to really like that guy's content. And then he just kept doing that, and my game's frozen up. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so I try not to, you know, do things like that so much. But again, you know, I do like 3-hour long-form live streams. I'm not doing, you know, closely edited videos, so I try and, you know, I think it's a little bit more acceptable. You know, I'm going to repeat myself in these streams. You know, when I'm saying stuff like, hey, you know, hello to new people, this is what I'm doing today, kind of things. But when you're doing like a 12-minute video and a good 2 or 3 minutes of it is just them saying that oranges are orange, it's just like, I don't care anymore. And it's a real shame, because I really liked all their videos. You know, I had it on, like, priority notifications and everything. You know, as soon as their videos came up, I would watch them. Like, you know, if I was watching another video, I would watch it instead. That kind of thing. And then, yeah, oranges are orange, guys. Gotta remember that oranges are orange, because oranges are orange, right? Remember oranges are orange? And, I should stop. So, I am heading north, eh? I should be heading what? Should I be heading north? Should be heading north and east. Yeah, I should be heading north and east. Should I? Have I gotten turned around? I think I've gotten turned around. Yeah, because I approached... Yeah, I need to be heading south and west. Oops. Yeah, no, I think that's the time I actually made a Reddit account so I could, you know, join in on the discussion, because the guy's got popular videos in the subject. And I was like, you know, I'll go into the discussion, be like, hey, I really like the video, but can you stop saying that oranges are orange? And, ooh, lads, Reddit do not like outsiders or any form of dissent against their chosen people. Like, I think I got such bad karma from that post. People were like, brr, brr, bad, no. Oranges are orange. We must know this. We must be told this every few seconds. Because you need to know that oranges are orange. Yeah. I recognise this place. That's a bit concerning. So I recognise this is nowhere near my house. Have I gone too far south? I don't think I need to be heading north and west. Because this is Taiga. And not far from the Taiga is the snowy Taiga. Oh, foxes. There's foxes. There's berries somewhere nearby. There were berries. Foxes are gone. No, they're not. They've just stood underneath me. But there's foxes. Oh, pony, no. No! Run, pony! Avoid the skeletons. Braining. Alright. meant to do that, honest. But a bit of a understandable. So I'm just trying to catch up with the chat while I'm negotiating these hills at night. So I need to be heading west. Yeah, I really need to make some signposts every like a beacon fire every 300 yards or something. No, 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 no. Get up, 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 up. Whew. No, Skog is not my actual name. So, you know, it's fairly common online to not use your actual name. Because otherwise, it'd be really hard to tear everyone apart. Because you go, but you know. There's a, because that's the thing, on my Facebook ID ends in 147. Because I'm the 147th person with that name on the site at the time. I hate to think how many there are now, so... What? So we're still heading west. There's the snow. Hey, I found it. Okay, so I went way too far south too quickly. But it's fine. I just need to keep going north and west until I reach the coast. No, Skog means forest in Swedish and Norwegian. Well, at least in Swedish it's pronounced Skog. It was the name of one of my D&D characters that was quite successful. I've preempted Talon's question. Excellent. Weird me. Yeah, Skog was my mercenary I had in LARP. Ooh, back in 2014? So I had the name stuck for a while, because when I was doing the Empire LARP system, you know, if you get captured as an orc prisoner, you need a name. They're not just going to accept as answer. Although they did once, and it was quite funny, as they referred to the guy as complete with the shrug every time, just to mock them. Yeah, it's useful to have a name, and Skog is a good orky name by most accounts. It's simple, it's, you know, vaguely harsh sounding. I can feel my ribs twitching. That's pleasant. Okay. I need to make an Nether road. That will help me out. Oops. Brain. But yeah, no, I've been using Skog as a username since like 2014. So I know for quite a long time while I was on sort of recovery from concussions and things, because I'd spend most of my time on Discord, because going outside was difficult, what with not really having much balance. Words. I've overshot. Because that terrible sinful place where my dogs died is over here from my village, so I've actually overshot it again. Oh, that take a tree through. Hey! I put it up on bricks. That's not going to work. How do I get my horse back in the village? Ow. Pony, 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 pony. There we go. Pony! Pony! There we go. This horse doesn't jump very good. There we go. You made it. I made it. Ground. Safe. Safe ground. Shulker box. Wasn't really worth it for carrying that in a shulker box. Never mind. So I guess next episode I will have a go at... what's the word? Plugins. Try and demonstrate how to use the plugins. But yeah, no, I know so... yeah, the point I was getting to, before I distracted myself, because I'm good at that, was more people know me as Skog. Because I spend a lot of time on, online after, injury recovery. As it turns out, mild to, medium brain damage, kind of not good for you. Where's my trident? So, Impaling 5 is all of my XP. Right, I want to do something a bit more short-term and violent for a little while, so I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to sit my XP grinder just for a 5 or 10 minutes and see how the impaling works. Yeah, I got the plugins for the Lumberjack mod, I think, or whatever it's called. The one that lets you cut down a tree by knocking out one block at the base. Good times. But yeah, while I was doing LARP, I got a generally doing it at night, which has, the inevitable problems of night. I got hit on... I got a staff blow down my very hard across my right eye. So my vision went a bit wonky for a while. I did the whole seeing stars, all that good stuff. Kind of slowly, I felt really sick, started to lose balance. Got myself home, having basically just sort of bailed. I think I had been carrying enough of my gear that I could just, put my swords in the bag that I'd had tucked into a pocket, get on the bus. Well, LARP, live action roleplay, is basically historical reenactment style combat, except instead of metal weapons, use foam weapons. So I have a rather nice collection on my shelf and in the corner. If you've seen any of the pictures of my trains, quite often you'll see my poleaxe and my greatswords in the back of the shot, as they live in the same corner. I've also got a 7 foot Uruk high pike. Don't mush those two words together. I got custom made. I've got some Urukai swords. I've made a full suit of Urukai plate armor. But yeah, I got hit right on my right eye, and yeah, that basically put me out of action for 2.5 months. When I was up to doing it again, the person who had given me the first concussion proceeded to give me the second, by beating me 12 times or so over the head with a staff. I was not best pleased. But yeah, this trident's good fun. Yeah, so the first one was blow to the eye. I got a MRI scan, I think. Big bruising front and back of my brain. I've lost loads of memory. I gained loads back, but confused. Hearing discussion about... the one that always sticks out in my head is the... hearing people's discussion about the Game of Thrones TV series before it had ever aired. That was a good one. Stuff like that. Yeah, so my memory's still a bit sketchy, and some of my short-term memory is poor, but if it gets into my long-term memory, that's generally still fine. Generally. No, I don't have GTA 5. But yeah, it was a lady from Florida, as I think Ash is aware, who did that the first and second time. The first time, I'm pretty convinced, was just an accident of someone doing a dumb shot in the dark. Because generally blows to the head are avoided in, you know, sport combat. Because your objective is not to hurt each other. And, you know, blows to the head are bad for you. But the second one was... Well, I say it was about 12 blows to the head. And, put it this way, I'll set the scene for you. I'm up a hill from them with a sword and with a shield and axe. They beat me over the head so hard that the little antlers on my hat broke off, and one of them had been hit so hard against it, it had impaled into their staff. I lost greater, like, cognizance, and was basically in sort of, I guess, survival mode, whatever you want to call it. So, I had got to the point where I can remember this bit fairly well. It stuck in my mind a bit. They had... what was it? They had used a shatter spell against my shield, making my shield useless. So I dropped it, and I still had an axe, which I was then holding in two hands and going, I'm losing consciousness, this person hasn't realised, this person isn't realising, I need to stop them hitting me. So instead of doing like the careful, like, dramatic stage fighting type blows, where you're just contacting the person, you're not hitting them, so you're just touching, not hitting, I was just hitting them with an axe to make them stop. And they were like, oh, how many hit points do you have? And I'm just like, stop hitting me! And then I lay on the ground for like 20 minutes when they'd eventually stopped, and yeah. Eventually they came over and was like, you okay? And I'm like, no. And they were like, oh. That was literally it. No, this was, you know, it's the accidents happen type thing. But I was not in a position to do anything about this after the second one. And the first one, as far as I was aware, was an accident. The third one happened, I think, about another 2 months after the second one, where I get my chest pain, where I just sort of black out a bit. Words. Words. Yeah, I basically just was still a bit hazy from, you know, the concussions. I missed about 10 minutes of conversation, apparently. I had no memory of it. At least afterwards. I don't know about it at the time. There was no accident on the third one. The third one was I was leaving the first aid tent having had my ribcage, like, mashed in a bit because I'd fallen over, and then someone had piked me really, really hard in the stomach. Which basically just kind of speared me to a rock. I lost about 10 minutes of conversation or so, I'm not too sure. As I say, it's because my chest is bad and I had the concussions, otherwise it wouldn't have been an issue. It would have still hurt, but it wouldn't have been so bad. And upon leaving the first aid tent, having missed a load of conversation with the person in there, I got about 6 feet outside and then fell over like a tree, bounced off the ground with my face. And then just lay there for a while. Good times. But yeah, I've done a lot once since then, and the person who gave me 2 of the concussions very kindly, repeatedly beat the bottom corner of my ribcage with a staff again.
this was a staff that they had been requested not to use anymore because it wasn't very safe. Yeah. Let's see if one I've had a LARP. One I've had a LARP was, I had someone hit me really hard, like a whip shot, with a rapier or something, against my wrist, to the point where my knife flew a good 10 feet out of my hands as a result of just the muscle spasm. That left me very lightly armed. I then I ran out of hit points quite shortly afterwards because I was a bit stunned from the kind of dead arm I'd gotten. At which point, me and the last guy in my unit died at the same time, and he fell on me. We were fighting back to back. I went down first. He then fell on me. Having the second before looked behind him, I was standing up and not there. I was then lying down underneath him. He fell on me, and I did my shoulder in, putting it over my face to stop a large man in armour falling on me. And then, having gone to the first aid tent and gone, yeah, I did a dumb, I then picked up all of my armour with my good shoulder, carried it back to my tent and did my shoulder in. Because carrying 20 plus kilos of armour, including a chain shirt, with your offhand, not advisable. Yeah, that's the only... Well, I'm considering the shoulder one the only accidental injury I've taken that's been notable at LARP. I'm really not sure about the concussions now. Good times. I've been doing this for a while because I've just been talking at you guys. My apologies. I was going to go to the Nether and get some stuff done, but I wanted to get my tools fixed first. That's what I was doing. I was getting my tools fixed. But my trident is not fixing, and it's weird. Because it's mending. It's meant to, you know, get better. It's impaling 5. It's making light work of these zombies. Brain. Why did you keep going back? 'Cause it's fun. I say one of the best sessions I've had was the last session of Empire I did, where I have the story of Brave Slug. Because, as I say, I was still a bit slow from the previous 2 concussions, I was taking it a bit easier, doing more backline, more scout position roles, not so much heavy combat, and yeah, that was the one where we had some... I think we had the Imperial Orcs as the monsters. So the people who play as the Imperial Orc Nation were on the Orc side, and they know how to Orc well. They work really well as a team, and they are a really competent bunch of fighters. Because again, it's... The hurting people isn't required for fighting techniques to still work. This is very important to remember when you do this kind of hobby. So what happened was, they split into the, they went to do like the Zulu mat technique of where you have like the bullhorn technique, where you hit them from both flanks, and your reserve punches the middle out. Except, the Imperial lines were so thin, that instead of going around the sides, they just split the Imperial forces in 3, and then the Imperial forces routed. It's weird seeing a rout happen in real time, being partially responsible for it, and then going around afterwards for spear and just poking all the ones they left behind to make sure they're actually bleeding out, and not just pretending to play dead. So, yeah, that was how we got Brave Slug, because that was the year where there was the spring event, and they had... What's the winter event? I don't know. The first event of the year, anyway. And this was... They brought in the new rules that... Cause it used to be, if you got impaled in the leg... Oh, you lost... You could drag your leg. But you couldn't run, you couldn't, jog or anything. You had to walk slowly. Then they changed it to... your leg is impaled. You have to drag your leg. You can't stand up and drag it. You have to crawl or get help. And there was one guy who, after this route, was a good 50 yards away before we spotted him. He was crawling through the grass on his elbows, and I was with a few of the more slow, like-minded orcs of the fight crew, and we basically went, "Look, it's been a bad day for you, but if you manage to crawl all the way over there, not only are you going to go through the gate late and get yourself hurt, you've got to go through a massive mob of angry orcs next to the gate, killing the rest of your mates. So we'll give you this option. Do you want to die on the ground like a slug, or do you want to die on your feet like a warrior?" And he picked the option of being a warrior. So we found some weapons for him. We got him on his feet. Two of the other guys were holding him up. He took a swing at me. He missed. I buried my axe in his forehead. But not before we had gotten his name, his mighty deeds, and we proclaimed them to the field. And we gave him a really good death, unlike about 50-odd people just up the field who had all bled to death because their mates left them behind. Because that guy tried. He tried really well, but he could not succeed. But in not succeeding, instead of just contemptuously like mowing him down, like a bunch of the others probably would have done, we gave him a really good death to tell stories of. And I really like telling that story, because it was a good death. Did I bury Max in it? No, I buried Max in his chest. I then cut off his head, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. No, I didn't cut off that guy's head. That was the previous event. But no, my big, brutal-looking orky axe, not my nice little Viking axe, is called Head Taker, because I have been required to execute 3 players in that system. In one battle, I was responsible for 50% of the casualties. But yeah, the guy was really good about it. I think we had some like snacks on us. We gave it to him because he looked exhausted. Got him some water, and then we took him back to the player field. Made sure he had a nice time. Gave him our condolences. But yeah, I do miss LARP so much, but I can't do it safely. It's a shame. I'm going to try and get back into it, but I can't do it locally, because if I have to fight Avalyn again, I will be fighting her in a way that will be literally, I have a shield. If you come near me, I will simply stand up, put my arms in the air and walk away. I'm not risking it again. She may say she's not doing it on purpose, but she is not, you know, you don't accidentally beat someone 12 times around the head and then try and, like, cave in their lower ribcage. Ah, I don't need bubble wrap. I've got plate armor. I say, I made, in my last year of uni, while the workshops were empty at the beginning of the year, I made a full suit of Urukai plate armor, and one of the workshop guys kindly welded up the front and back for me, where the bits meet. I haven't got any good pictures, unfortunately, because I've worn it twice. Because it was the midpoint of that year that I got the concussions. But I've got the full suit. I've got it for the Scout Urukai and the Fighting Urukai, the siege ones. I've got the big shield under my desk. As I say, I've got a pike. I've got some swords. I've got all the I've got a leather helmet. I've got a steel helmet. Good times. Yeah, it was good fun. I miss it. Well, because that's the thing. If you're using a staff, you need to contact the arms and legs. Staffs are completely for the arms and legs. The armor is heavy because it's actual armor. I think it's about a 15 kilo suit of chainmail that goes under. Oh, correction. It's about a 5 kilo gambeson, then a 15 kilo shirt of chainmail, then about another 5 or 10 kilos of steel plate. Then plus any other equipment. It's not the complete armor, but it is like the film armor though. So it's got the It's also a bit more angular because I'm not that good a metalsmith. So it's very square. But it's got the full... It's got the scalloped shoulder pauldrons. I've got the big greaves. I've got the no metal thigh armour. But the chainmail covers about to mid-thigh. I've got steel breastplate. I've then got leather for the belly. Because you need to be able to bend in it, and metal plates in your belly is not comfy. And yes, I could run in it. I had, in I think 2015, 16, I had taken to most nights going jogging, wearing a full suit of chainmail. Not the plate armor, just the chainmail. But you put a long sleeve t-shirt on, you put the chainmail on, you put a hoodie over the top, and you go jogging. And I'd go and like run a mile or so. Every night. I used to be really, really in good shape. And then, yeah, concussions, couldn't. I could barely stand up. But it's like, I had to stop playing League of Legends, so I couldn't hit the keyboard accurately enough. But yeah, this was complete custom fitted armour I made for myself. So it was all really perfect fitting, as comfortable as it could be, and to still look the part. The only bit that wasn't too great was I couldn't stand up straight for long in the armour, because the knees were quite flat, and your knees stick out just a bit. And you don't really think about it until you try and bend while wearing greaves, and when you kneel down it digs in a bit. But otherwise, yeah, I used to be in really good shape. I would go and do about 6 to 10 hours a week, generally, of combat practice. As I used to go jogging regularly, wearing a suit of armour. I used to be so fit and healthy. And then I got concussions, and then it just ruined me. Feels bad, man. I've still not fixed these tools yet. This is silly. See, the funny thing is, when you get the elves who wear the leather armour, is they think they're fast, generally. Especially ones who are scouts with their bows. Which is why it's always hilarious when you go... Well, this is my older set of armour before I made the newer set. I had about 20 kilos of extra mass on me. So I was pushing a good 100 kilos. And I could get up to a fair speed as well, because I had really good boots, so I could run fast. And I would run down scouts wearing heavy plate, and their bows could do very little against me, and it was hilarious. Because you just catch them, and then they wouldn't know what to do, because their plan is always to run away, to report back to the unit. And at one point, I did feel myself as a heavily armoured bowman, and that was hilarious, because you just go and hunt the lighter armoured bowman. Like, at one point, we were in a siege line, either side of a big swamp, and the players didn't want to go through the swamp because they've normally got, it was the League, and they've got all their very fancy like finery and Bravo type armour, like sort of Venetian stuff that's all very fancy, and most of the crew were like, we're wearing polythene or metal. Let's go, we'll run through that, but the players won't. So we had a couple of bowmen, I think, on either end of the flanks, and we would, that's the thing, 'cause the players are shooting us, so we just send the arrows back at them, making sure they're safe first, obviously. And, yeah, I would just be sitting there, working along the line, going, right, chainmail, 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 leather, tunk, yeah, that got his foot, chainmail, 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 leather, ooh, no armour at all, I'm going to aim for a mid-shot there, and you just throw arrows at them, it's good times. But yeah, I really do miss it. Because I used to get there early because my sister lives nearby, and I'd normally be spending the week or so beforehand helping my nephews, helping look after my nephews, because she lives just down the road from the site. I would normally do the setup, help the setup crew, and this is one of the things when, while I was still being like diagnosed with the tisms, you know. It's one of these social faux pas, but it's a legit thing. Tard strength. People go, oh, you can't say that. I'm saying about myself because it's funny, to me at least. So there was like a half-size container or so filled with benches, and these benches get distributed all around the site. And what they wanted was this container normally makes up part of the bar at the site. You know, it's got like they've got a nice big like wood and like, you know, black and white inn type thing that makes it the centre of the inn, the village where the player side of the game is set. Excuse me, I am talking so much right now. I'm gonna need a drink. Sorry. Ugh. You got me talking now, chat. That was your mistake. Yeah, so they had this basically half container filled with benches. And these are, you know, like 10, 15 kilo big blocks of wood benches. Little fold-out legs. They're used all over the site. And they're like, oh yeah, could you unload some of those for us? And I did, like, ooh, I forget, I think it was something like 200 benches, I think it was in the end. No, that did in about an hour and a half. At which point some of the people who asked me to do this want to buy them were like, it took us 3 hours to get, with 2 people to get them in there. Yeah, chatting Skog is fun. That's the thing, I've got stories of when I did LARP. I miss it, I really do. But yeah, so I just monstered through it and just unloaded half a shipping container's worth of benches in like an hour and a half. So yeah, Tard strength, it's legit. Right, so my axe is nearly fixed. When the axe is fixed, it's near the end of the stream. Should I just keep grinding in here for the last half an hour? Or should I go and try and jump into the Nether and try and get some stuff done there? Because I could take the Chucky stick. Excuse me. No, the Empire LARP system is fun. Because, that's the thing, in the Empire system, the battles matter. If the players lose a battle, which they can, that's a thing. Because I gather the Lorien Trust, the LT system, from what I've been told, never done it myself, kind of put me off from what I heard, what'll happen is the monsters will be deployed until the refs basically think the players have had enough. And then they'll stop. So there is not really a situation where the monsters can win. So, also there's very little death out of the Lorien Trust, I gather. At least amongst high-level characters. Whereas in Empire, the most hit points a person can have is 7. That is the maximum amount of times you can get. You can get healing potions, you can get healed by stuff, and yeah, but yeah, 7 is your maximum at Empire, whereas Lorien Trust, you can have like 20 locational. So that's 20 hit points on your body, 20 on each arm, 20 on each leg, 20 on your head. It's silly. And I just can't count that high and remember that much while I'm being hit by stuff, whereas 7 is a good number. I can count to 7. That sounds really bad, but you know, when you're being hit on multiple sides by people with big sticks, being able to count to 7 is a lot easier than trying to work out which arm and leg you've been hit in. Yeah, because I gather a lot of US LARP, it's, at least the stereotypical stuff, is, I think it's what it's referred to as boffer LARP, where basically you get, like, PVC tubes, wrap it in, like, you know, basically you get, like, a stiffened pool noodle, wrap it in gaffer tape type stuff. Whereas, all the European LARP I've seen, especially some of the stuff from Drakenfest, that stuff looks fun. They had a trebuchet in one of the videos I saw. An actual working trebuchet at LARP. I don't have a molehair cloak. I have a mohair, which is, I believe, alpaca wool. And it's a smoky blue-grey colour. And it's so good as camouflage in the night time that I have died while wearing it as a player. That was... Which character was that? I can't even remember. That character lasted like 20 minutes. So it was week 2 of the Union system of that year. I had monstered the first week, and I went, right, I'm going to play in the second week. I'd gotten a morph suit. I'd gotten a brigandine that I could wear underneath the morph suit. I had got the fur, like tassets and stuff, so it made me look a bit more decent. I'd mostly painted it to look like Uruk flesh, and I had a helmet and a greatsword and a cloak. So I went with a bit like the Conan the Barbarian sort of aesthetic. And, what's the word? Basically, I got dropped 10 feet from the party, and they never saw me. Oh, quickest death I've had in the system. This just isn't fixing. Wow, that's weird. Why is my trident not fixing? But yeah, what's the other one? What was the thing I was saying? So yeah, so I had the... I can't remember the name of that character. They died so quickly. Might have been Bolg. Might have been... was it Bolg? I don't remember. But yeah, my mohair cloak is so comfy. Like, it's also big enough that I can use it as a bed blanket, which is very nice, because obviously, for most LARP events, weekenders, it's a camping thing. You know, you get your tent, you go do that. And... words. But yeah, it's camping. So, as a result of the camping, you need to, you know, take stuff with you. And I go by train to these events, generally. So I wear a full suit of plate armour on the train. I have my tent, my sleeping bag, which is a nice air mattress one, and all the other stuff I'll need in a bag. I'm very big and heavy. I take up generally 2 seats. In one journey there, me and the guy I went with, what was it? Because the other guy went in the van. I normally went with 3 people. But yeah, the one guy I went with that time. Me and him basically ended up spending the entire first half of the journey sitting in a luggage bin on the train because there weren't seats. Hello, Connor Plays. Yeah, well, this thing, we have full foam weapons. I think you've seen a few of mine, Ash. But yeah, I have a nice 15th century... Actually, no. I have about 3 nice 15th century longswords in various different conditions. I have got one that's meant to look like the Shards of Narsil. But I've got one that looks like the Shards of Narsil, so it's got the hilt, and it's about a 2-foot blade, like pommel to point. I've got the first 9 or so inches, then I've got the chunks that make up the middle. I got that commissioned a while ago. It's very nice. I really need to poke that guy if he's going to finish making that dueling banjo for me. Because that's been a while now. Yeah, I need to remember to do that later. But yeah, I've got just a regular one. It's the way these are constructed, and I've made a few myself, is a fiberglass rod, generally about 8 to 10 millimeter diameter, which is then built up with layers of foam, top and bottom, that must be at least 6 millimeters thick on the like off edges, and 12 millimeters thick on the striking surfaces. So I've got stuff like my poleaxe, which is just a big brick of foam on the end of a stick, basically. But yeah, full foam seems a little odd to me because they'd be too floppy. But I can place a shot with my axe exactly where I want it. And I generally have quite heavy weapons. Most people seem to prefer light weapons at the Lorien Trust and heavier weapons at the Empire's events. Empires seems to be generally a bit more hard-hitting. Not like, you know, excessively so, but it's a thing of I use chunky weapons because my general fight technique to be safe. Because again, I'm a monster fighter. I don't play the game. I'm monster the game. I'm all the NPCs. Like, you know when the players are attacked by bandits? I'm one of those bandits. It's all that kind of stuff. It's good fun. But I fight in a big cinematic, exaggerated way. Because the thing, in a one-on-one fight, everyone's playing to their A game. Because that's all you've only got to look at one other person. But in a battlefield, or at least in a, a field situation, you're not fighting one-on-one, you're fighting about 10 on 10. And when you're fighting 10 on 10, you can't afford to, be doing all your delicate, finery, swishy, like rapier fighting, because that's just silly. Braining. I could probably get a picture of my poleaxe from over here, actually. Let's see if my camera will pick it up. Yeah, so I fight with big, heavy weapons, and what I do is I use the weight of the weapons to... There we go. I'll upload this to the server. I use the weight of the weapon to... What? I think I missed something. You may want to edit that phrase, Debs. But yeah, I use the weight of the weapon to basically make the swing. So, because what you normally do, at least how I got taught to fight initially, is you swing your weapon, like your sword, your axe, whatever, at your opponent, and then before you contact them, you pull it short. Now I find that is, bad, because it's very rare that the person you're hitting is completely stationary. So as a result, if you go in for a high-speed swing, you end up just lamping them, and that's not fun. Like, I've been hit full force on my armor, and I've heard the thunk of, the carbon fiber striking the steel plate. And that's not reassuring. At all. So, I generally try and go for... I let the weight of the weapon do the work, I let my arm drop, and I pull my... And then I basically pull... I tense my arm, basically. So I let the weapon drop, and then I stop it as it's about to contact. Because then, it's only falling with the weight of the weapon on my arm, there's no force being put into it. Which makes it safer. It's slower, it's not good for one-on-one fights, but it looks awesome, I'm told. So, yeah, that's my fighting style, and that's proved to be very reliable. I have got no injuries on other people in the 4 years I was doing it. So that was, good times. Yeah, rapiers are dumb weapons. I'm also not a fan of the basket-hilted swords, especially when someone has a basket-hilted sword, which is basically like the one with the bowl over the handguard, so you can't hit the hand. Because one of the legit tactics is, if you want to try and disable your opponent, is to strike their hand that holds the sword. So, yeah. I have a single basket-hilted sword, but that's because it is part of a, I guess a costume set. I made a heavy cavalry sword, much like that used by Richard Sharp in the Sharp books, because it seemed like a good idea at the time. But yeah, rapier is a very long, thin weapon, like a fencing saber. There's different varieties, but generally it's like fencing saber type ones. Yeah, so basically like this kind of weapon would be like a short... Well, this would be a short sword for how it looks. But I've got a nice collection of long swords. Technically they're bastard swords, but they're long swords for most convenience. I've got a great sword that I use. I've got another great sword that needs some repairs. I've got another great sword that needs finishing that I traded for somebody. What else we got? Yeah, I never use a... If I have a basket-hilted sword, it's because I'm not wearing armour. Because otherwise it's just a bit, you know, dumb. But yeah, I also, for the longest time, I've made my own shields. I've made... I don't actually know how many at this point, but a lot of 2-foot round shields. They're made of plywood and foam. Most systems don't like them, but mine are safe and have been reliable. I've never had any injuries from them. But yeah, good times. So my whole thing of if there's any of the shall we say more excitable protesting type people in my local area and I want to go and spectate, I will probably sling my shield on my back before I go, on the grounds of it's still a wood shield. You know, I have when I had my nice kite shield, I don't actually know if I've still got that or if I sold it. I don't remember anymore. As I say, the memory of that time's all over the place, but I had a nice 3-foot kite shield, and at one point somebody decided, for whatever reason, to full-on rush charge me. Like, they didn't go for the run-past charge, they went for the tackle. At which point, I was quite a heavy guy at the time, and I'm quite tall. So I just braced, leaned into the shield, put my offhand on the back edge of the shield so it doesn't get flipped up at them, braced the back of the shield, and they ran into me and bounced. At which point I went, excuse me, what? And I was like, that's you know, dumb. You're meant to be showing the new people how to do it, not how not to do it. You idiot. Good times. But yeah. No, I used to enjoy training the new people, because I would go over the very basics of... The first thing you need to do, if you're doing LARP, is you need to be confident at hitting people. And most people, their biggest problem with starting up is they don't want to hurt people. So what I would do is I'd go, right, all you new people, who wants to practice hitting a person? Because it takes some getting used to. And most they go, huh? Oh, I meant to turn my gamma on like an hour ago. Oops. I'll just do that quickly. I'm paying attention today, honest. But yeah, so I normally just sit there. I'm wearing a big suit of plate armour. I'm wearing a lot of chainmail, wearing a lot of padding. I can sit there and get hit all day by new people. As long as they don't hit me in the face, or the head, or the neck, it's fine. I've got, you know, big metal plates on my thighs, on my shins, on my forearms, on my shoulders, on my chest. Come at me. So yeah, that would be my little thing. I get them used to hitting me, and then I'd go, right, we're going to have a nice simple game then. You know how to hit me. This is the basic hits you're meant to do. Try not to do this one too much. You know, go and have fun sort of thing. But what I'd advise they normally do is to warm them up to it. They'll go, right, you have to hit me twice. I have to hit you 4 times, okay? So I will basically challenge you. Because the other thing you need to do in the combat is you need to get used to being hit and keeping going. Because that's the thing that a lot of people will, until they've kind of got used to it, will go, ah, I'm being hit. This isn't a thing that's meant to happen. Whereas when you're used to being hit in combat, you just shrug it off and keep on going, as long as you're counting in your head. So the amount of times that I've... is that a dog or a child? So there's random scream, like, bark outside. But yeah, so my normal thing is train the new people how to hit people. Then get them used to being hit themselves, and then you team them off against each other to get used to it a bit. And then you set them to fighting actual people. That's how I've always taught it. Because there's some people I know who teach it, and the way they teach it is you get everybody in a big long line, and you get everybody to do drills of, you know, strike the shoulder, strike the, strike the other shoulder, strike the leg, strike the other leg. And it's just boring. And normally done at a speed that's for the Lorien Trust. So, as I mentioned earlier, Lorien Trust use very light weapons generally, their player base. And I'm using a big axe. You can't use a big axe at the speed of at the speed of like a little whippy sword. And I just couldn't keep up. I can't swing. I won't swing that fast. So I just didn't join in with those starting ones because I couldn't do it. So yeah, I did much prefer it before it got when I could just help the new people by just being around and being generally a bit of a nuisance. But yeah, I taught people to fight like a monster, not like a player. Because the players need to feel like big damn heroes. That is always what we get told. You know, this isn't here for your benefit, we're here to give the players a good time. And the players need to have a good fight, but a fight that they can win. Because no one wants to go into a fight knowing they're going to lose. But, did that picture upload? Let's find out. It did. Okay, you can't quite see it, but that is my collection of long arms by my Iron Maiden poster. One of my Iron Maiden posters. So, would you ever take your nephews to LARP? I have done some LARP combat with my older nephew. My younger nephew was not old enough at the time. As someone at some point had had the great presence of mind to get my nephews Lego swords. Like the foam ones that are quite stiff. And I thought, right, I know how to do this. I've got all my armour here, because I'll be fighting next weekend. You know, nephew, do you want to have some practice? And my rules on it were very simple. If he stabs me, I stop. That is my A Matter of Life and Death poster. It's in my general on my server socky. But yeah, so my rules on it were, don't stab me or we stop for the day. And he got quite good at it. But occasionally, he would hit me really hard. Which is why I was quite glad that I was wearing armour and had my gauntlets. Because occasionally, I'd let him have a go with a wooden sword. To like, you know, because he had them. People make poor decisions getting, you know, people that are not their children. Children that are not their children stuff. Like, I know his, not my parents, but that his other grandparents, they got him a lance, one of those like collapsible ones. Oh no, that was a mistake. But yeah, so I would like to take my nephews sometime, but they need to be old enough that they can understand basic clear instructions and safety. Because I've fought some kids at LARP, and it's normally the ones whose parents do it, and they've been doing it since they were quite young. And some of them are terrifying. Like, I think there was a 14-year-old girl or so she's about 5 foot tall, has all like the teenager strength and build, and she was obnoxiously dexterous. Like, she could hit you around a tower shield if she wanted to. So they're the really competent end. Then you get the other end, which are like the 5-year-olds with the big mallets. Who just rush at you and hack at your kneecaps. Oh, it's good fun. So yeah. Good times. Yeah, I would like to take my nephews sometime, but I need them to be more able to do things properly, and I need to be up to doing it as well. But yeah, the position you are always told to assume once the players have beaten up like the children's plot monsters is you assume the fetal position. If you have a shield, tuck it over like your front, because they don't generally realise they're meant to stop hitting you. So I have at one point been the turtle on the floor wearing the armour under the robes. Because normally the monsters at the The Outcast system. I really miss that system. It was so fun. But again, concussions just put me out of it all. I want to get back into doing it, but I need to be safe and reliable. And I want to actually, you know, finish an event. Words. But yeah. That one, generally the monsters that fight the kids have, like, a set of black robes on, and then, like, some kind of weird spooky mask or something. And yeah, the kids just generally don't realise they're meant to stop hitting you. So you just get a collection of turtles on the ground after the fight with, like, piles of children just kicking the crap out of them. Generally not actually kicking, but, you know, like, hitting them with whatever swords, axes, maces. Because that's the other thing. Kids will generally have more choice of weapons available to them. Because anything that's a dagger and upwards is a viable weapon to a 5-year-old. So I've got stuff like, I've got some little 18-inch mallets I had. That were good for, like, you know, NPC characters, because you can just carry a hammer on your belt if you're like a blacksmith or whatever, and you can hit people with it, and it's safe. And they have loads of those. There was one kid that had a foamed Harley Quinn hammer. One of the less obnoxious ones, not like the latest film, if I remember correctly. Like the one with the smiley face and the sad face on the ends, and like the pretty patterns. And yeah, it was really soft foam, but she swung that thing. Yeah. The other thing I would try and do though is with the kids plot is there's only the really little kids plot, and then there's like the medium kids, or the older kids who will fight with the adults. And I generally try and give those kids a good fight, because they want to show that they know what they're doing, and they're generally considerably better than the adults. Because I've had a fight where the person I was fighting was doing that thing where they're looking at the corner of their eyes, and they'll do stuff like, you know, they'll strike like at you suddenly from the side, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I don't think you can see me when you're swinging that sword at that speed. I don't feel safe doing this. Because you're swinging that thing out at, like, cheek height. Like, if that catches me in the teeth, I'm going to bite your sword. But yeah, there's some of the kids there are savages, and some of them are just really, really competent. Like, there was one kid, one of the fights, he actually held out considerably well. The thing of Outcast, just quickly, is there's various different realms, and various different realms have various different demons. And one of the realms has demons that only the children can see and hit, and another of the realms has ones that the adults can see, but the adults cannot hit. So you will get situations where you will get this huge group of heavily armed people running, screaming to the camp, begging for children to come and defend them from the monsters. And that's so funny, because at one point one of the little kids stepped up. I think he'd grabbed, like, his dad's shield or something. So you got this little, like, probably couldn't have been older than 12, I reckon. It was a while ago. I'm not good at gauging how old kids are by their height. But he picked up this massive shield and a short sword, and he was just standing there and just defending his parents, and it was like, that was really cool. I really like that in the system. But yeah, I do miss it. That was me talking for quite a long time. It's nearly 3 hours into the stream. I'm going to try and fix these tools. Then I'm probably going to go and sit in the iron farm while I get some lunch. I don't know if I'm going to stream later. I might stream with Discard later if he's playing Minecraft, but I don't think he is anymore. I don't know. Yeah. I might be back about 6. I don't know. I might try and get some work done. I might feel very tired after this and need to go lie down. But yeah, get me talking about LARP and I'll go for an hour and a half or so. I can talk about stuff I'm interested in for days. My apologies to anyone who has to listen. Autism powers activate. Oh, I do miss lab though. Yeah, my shrine just isn't getting XP back for some reason. Maybe I need to get unbreaking on it. That'll help. You know what I haven't done around my town? I've not put up redstone lights yet. So what loot have we got? Oh, that's quite a full box. That's quite good. Now, I've not done anything around the village today, so I'm not going to do a map, I'm afraid, because there's no change. It's my armour and my hat. Oh, my legs and my hat. I think it could be that a lot of it's going just into level XP. Sometimes it does that. Sometimes it won't give you any mana XP. It'll just repair your tools. And other times, it'll just repair your tool. It'll just give you mana and not repair anything. I think it just does it randomly. Yeah, I might see how I am later. I might do more of a social stream, I guess. Might do it this evening, actually. Depends how I am. I've got work tomorrow, technically. I could do work today, actually. It's cool enough. It might be pleasant. I don't know. I'll see how I get on. I'm going to have some lunch first. Yeah, I might stream later. I might not stream on this server. I might stream on the main server and we'll start working on the Omegon statue. I'll need to get a decent picture of his avatar to work from. So that's fixed, and yeah, so I'm going to say thank you for all of your lovely donations. Hopefully I've not missed any of the messages attached to them. Yeah, I might be back later, otherwise I'll see people tomorrow then. So have a nice day everyone, and see you later.